Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking about the visa process for Ghana. So I recently just came back from Ghana back in January of 2019. It is now April, and while I was applying for the visa, I wasn't sure on how to do certain things, or there were not like a lot of answers for like what I needed and stuff like that. I attempted to call the Ghana embassy. That didn't really work. They didn't really answer. So I did some research on YouTube and found what I could. And so I thought that maybe if there's anyone else who's going to Ghana, that this video would be helpful. So this video is in regards to American citizens. So anyone who is an American who is trying to go to Ghana. Unfortunately, I could not figure out how to put the application on the screen so that you can see the application. But I wrote some notes, so hopefully you will be able to be helped by the notes that I took, I guess. So, first of all, I just want to quickly say if you don't know what a visa is, and if you don't really travel, you probably wouldn't know what a visa is, or maybe you would. I don't know, but I kind of did not know what a visa was. I had to Google it. So, in simplest terms, from my understanding, this is not like an official like definition of what a visa is, but pretty much a visa is I guess a permission card in order to enter into a country for a certain period of time. And it comes with fees and stuff like that. So that is what a visa is in my own words. So anyway, let's get started. So first of all, I have plenty Ghanaian friends, and they helped me through this process. I ended up having to go on the Ghana Embassy website, which is DC for me. I live in Virginia, so it was totally easy to just like apply for the visa in DC. I had a chance, I had a choice to either drive there or to send mine off. I live 3 hours away, which is not bad. I'm always in that area. But being that I work throughout the week, I decided to go ahead and ship mine off. So, one thing I want to say is that you have to have a valid passport before you apply. So 6 months before you go, your passport has to be valid. Anytime after that, you have to renew your passport. This happened to my friend. We were planning to go and all that, and he went to apply. We applied to our visa for our visas like maybe a month before, possibly 3 weeks before we went, and he realized that his passport was almost expired, and he could not apply for the visa until he got his passport renewed. So yeah, just make sure that you have a valid passport before you go. So once you apply for the visa only lasts for 90 days. After that, it expires. We were trying to get our visa going in January, and we were leaving in December of 2018. So that didn't really work. So we had to kind of slow it down and wait until November, December, before we went to apply for our visa. So the cost of the visa, and I don't know if I said this first, let me say this. Go on the Ghana Embassy website and go under the consultant section of the website. Go under checklist, and then you can print out the application there. Let me see what else. And I will get into more of like the details of what I had to do. But yeah, you go under consultant, and there's going to be the application, and there's also going to be the checklist that I highly recommend that you follow, because if I don't tell you everything on this video, pretty much the checklist is telling you exactly what you need. That's what I had to follow to a T. I had to read that over and over again to make sure I had everything correct. So yeah, so the single entry visa, so that means you go into Ghana one time, that's it. You're never going back. Or if you do happen to go back, you have to apply for another visa. That is $60. That is one single entry visa. Of course, it expires within 90 days of it being verified, I guess, or accepted or whatever. And then you have a multiple entry visa, which is pretty much you can go into the country multiple times. Up for my visa is like 5 years, so I can go into the country for 5 years, and that was like $100. I'm so happy that I did the multiple entry visa. I wasn't planning on going back, but I loved Ghana so much that I'm deciding to go back, God willing, next year. So we'll see about that. Okay, so the next thing is passport photos. You have to have 2 passport photos, meeting the requirements of passport photo. I went to Walgreens. You can also go to possibly CVS to get your passport photo. It was around $15 for a little tiny square. So yeah, it has to have a white background. And there might be some other specifications within the passport photo, but they should let you know. I would do your research on that. But you can't wear any hats or anything like that. Pretty much plain as day, so they can see you. So I ended up printing out 2 applications for Ghana. So 2 visa applications. And I ended up, there's a section where you can post your photo. It'll say passport photo here. You post that to your application. I just happened to staple mine or like tape it on the back. So I pretty much filled out 2 applications, and posted both pictures on either both of the applications. Of course, you fill it out. So this is where it kind of gets more detailed. So I filled out the application. So for some reason, Ghana wants 2 contacts in Ghana. For me, that was a little tough because I didn't have any Ghanaian friends living over there. Not really. But my friend, thank goodness, he had a brother that lived over there. And so we used him as a contact. And then I believe we used our Airbnb as a second contact. But now I have more friends. So I know like 5 other people there that I can use as a contact, which is great. But I shouldn't have to have another visa anytime soon. Anyway, so you have to have 2 contacts in Ghana. You have to have a proof of stay. So wherever you're staying, you actually, I mean, this is like, the visa is pretty much like the last process of getting your trip together. Like the visa is like your permission to get in the country. And I know it's a little nerve-wracking because it's like, okay, well, I bought my ticket, I have my stay, like my accommodations, like I have my clothes packed, and now I have to get the visa. Like, what else do I need to do? Like, I hope that everything goes well. Like, that was my biggest thing, is just like being kind of nervous that like the embassy would take too long to process my visa. Then it would be the day that I'm supposed to leave and I don't have my visa yet. Like, I was just really worried. So, but everything went and worked out fine. So, yeah, you have your proof of stay. So you have to buy your ticket, buy your accommodation, and you have to prove that you're staying wherever you're staying. If it's a family member, I guess you just write, I'm staying with a family member. Maybe they'll call them. Because I think there's a section on the document where you can put where you're staying. And I think you had to put where you're staying on there. Okay, so you have to have a proof of plane ticket. I just had my my plane ticket number, or it was called a confirmation number. That worked fine. They really didn't ask for much on that. If you have a multiple entry visa, or if you're doing multiple entries, you don't have to have a return flight. So if you're applying for a multiple entry, you don't really have to have a flight, but I put mine on there. You have to have a contact from someone in the U.S., an emergency contact just in case something happens or whatever. And so you fill all of that out, okay? Let me read the rest of this. Of course, you have to fill out your personal information. You have to fill out where you live residentially. You have to fill out your passport information. You have to fill out the purpose of your trip, why you're going. Mine was tourist, simply wanted just to explore Ghana. Of course, the address of where you're staying, like I already mentioned. And then you have to put down on the application the duration of your stay. And also, lastly, the plans that you have while you're there and where you plan to visit. So those are all the things on the application that you have to kind of be ready to answer. Okay, so next, you already filled out your whole application. You're good to go. You got your 2 passport photos. I will also mention later on how you have to pay for it, but you have your 2 passport photos. So now, you have to have your physical passport. If you're going to the embassy, that's different. Just make sure you have your physical passport. Make sure you fill out everything on the application in black ink, I believe, possibly blue ink, but I would be safe just put black ink. You have to have your 2 passport photos with your 2 applications. Fill out both of them. I would just do that just in case. That's what I did, and I got the visa. Proof of stay, proof of flight, and money order. Okay, so they don't want a check. They don't want cash, cashier's check, or a money order. I did a money order. I went to my local grocery store and asked for a $100 money order. I gave them cash. They wrote out the money order for me, and then they charged me 21 cents to do that. So that is what the money order is. They won't take anything else. They will deny your visa if you send in cash, check, a personal check. Only a cashier's check will they take, or a money order. Money order for sure they will take because I've done that and they accepted my visa. Okay, so with that being said, so you send in, for me, I sent in my physical passport. I took my passport, I took my money order, my 2 applications with my photos on it, and I went to my local shipment store, pack and mail, and I paid for 2 envelopes. So this is the very most important part. If you are sending off your application, you have to make sure that you send off a prepaid envelope. So you put in you have an envelope with your address and return address, the embassy's address. You put your passport, everything in that folder, in that envelope. And then you ask to buy another envelope and you fold it in half. Make sure you have the return addresses to you, your address, and where it's coming from would be the Ghana embassy, right? Fold that up, and you have to make sure you put that inside your package. So you're shipping off your passport, you're shipping off the application, you're shipping off an extra envelope so that they can send you back your passport. So all they send to you is your passport. So you have to make sure that you add a prepaid, already paid envelope inside your package that you're sending off to the embassy, or else they might lose your passport, and you don't want that. So it's so important that you send off a prepaid envelope. Okay, that for me cost like $20. I bought it like maybe in January, and I was still able to send it off in November. So it didn't expire, so thank God. But yeah, that is how that worked. You're supposed to send off your visa application 2 weeks, 3 to 2 weeks before you leave on your trip. It takes 3 to 4 business days for them to process it and make it. I sent off my visa on Friday and they sent it back to me on Monday, and I got it in the mail on Thursday. So it really worked very quickly. And they pretty much put the visa in a page of my passport, and then I was good to go, which is awesome. And it has all the information on how long the visa lasts and all that. And yeah, it was pretty simple. I worried for nothing. They sent it back. You do have to make sure that you have pages, an empty page for them to put the passport. I'm sorry, for them to put the visa on your passport. So if you've been to so many places, you have stamps all over your passport. They might deny you. You have to make sure that you have a free page. To have the visa applied. But other than that, it was pretty easy. And I really, I really enjoyed Ghana. I really enjoyed doing the visa, I guess. It wasn't hard, but you really just have to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and make sure that everything is done correctly. Because if it's not, they're not gonna accept your visa. They're just gonna deny it. So there is more information on the checklist pertaining to if you're a legalized citizen or something like that. There's some other kind of information on there in regards to applying for your visa if you were born in Ghana or something like that. So I would definitely check that off. But for me, in my situation, being a born American citizen here, that was my process. So it was pretty easy. And yeah, if you have any questions, just comment below, and I will try to answer them. But yeah, I hope that you guys have fun in Ghana, and I will see you in my next video.